Let me guess. You check your bank account more than you check Instagram. You're doing mental math at the grocery store. You're timing bills around payday. You're hoping nothing breaks this month. Not because you're bad with money, not because you're irresponsible, but because you're living in that uncomfortable zone where one small problem turns into a financial emergency. And here's the uncomfortable truth nobody says out loud. Your bank doesn't want you bankrupt. They want you just broke enough to stay profitable, broke enough to pay fees, broke enough to need high-interest products, broke enough to never fully escape. Here's the thing. There's one number that completely flips this dynamic. One number where the stress drops, the leverage shifts, and suddenly the bank stops winning. That number is $20,000 in savings. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why banks fear people who reach it. I spend way too much time thinking about why banks fear people with $20,000 saved. If you're someone who feels like you're working hard, doing the right things, but still feels financially stressed or stuck every single month, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because this video isn't about getting rich. It's about crossing the line where the game finally changes. Let me paint you a picture of life below $20,000 in savings. You're constantly calculating. Can I afford gas and groceries this week? If I pay this bill now, will the other one bounce? How many days until payday? Every unexpected expense is a full-blown crisis. Car repair? Crisis. Medical bill? Crisis. Phone breaks? Crisis. You're not planning your life. You're reacting to it. And this isn't rare. Roughly 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck right now. That's not a motivation problem. That's a system that keeps people in permanent stress. Here's what most people don't realize. Living in this state actually changes how your brain works. When money is tight, your brain switches into scarcity mode. Everything feels urgent. Everything feels risky. Long-term thinking shuts down. That's why it feels impossible to get ahead when you're broke. Your brain isn't broken. It's overloaded. Now, you might be thinking, why 20,000? Why not 50,000? Why not 100,000? Look, 20,000 isn't a magic number. It's math. For most people, $20,000 covers about 4 to 6 months of basic living expenses. Rent, food, utilities, insurance, gas. That's not a starter emergency fund. That's a real one. And once you cross that line, emergencies stop being disasters. They become inconveniences. The anxiety fades. You sleep better. You stop panicking every time life happens. But this is where it gets really interesting. Once you have $20,000 saved, you quietly become unprofitable for your bank. And they absolutely hate that. Let me explain how banks actually make money from regular people. Profit source number one is overdraft fees. Banks made over $7.7 billion in overdraft fees in a single year. Billion with a B. Your account dips $5 below zero. And suddenly, that's a $35 fee. Multiple payments hit while you're negative? Multiple fees. I've seen people lose over $100 in one day just for being broke. But when you have $20,000 saved, you never overdraft. Ever. That entire revenue stream disappears. Profit source number two is desperation loans. When you don't have savings and you need cash fast, your options are terrible. Payday loans with 300 to 400% interest. Credit cards with 29% APR. Personal loans with insane rates. Desperate people don't shop around. They don't negotiate. They just need money now. But when you have $20,000 saved and you need $2,000 for an emergency, you just move it from savings. No loan, no interest, no fees, no profit. Profit source number three is credit card interest. The average American with credit card debt pays over $1,000 a year in interest alone. That's $1,000 for nothing. People below the $20,000 threshold use credit cards as emergency funds. They carry balances. They pay minimums. But when you have $20,000 saved, you pay your statement in full every month. The credit card industry actually has a name for people like this. They call you a deadbeat. That's the real term. Because you use their product without being profitable. Profit source number four is account fees. Monthly maintenance fees. Minimum balance penalties. Service charges. People living paycheck to paycheck can't maintain minimum balances consistently. Money comes in and goes right back out. But with $20,000 saved, you clear every requirement easily. Another revenue stream gone. Profit source number five is emotional decision making. This one is psychological, but it's huge. When you're financially stressed, you make worse decisions. You buy impulsively because you need a dopamine hit. You accept bad deals because you don't have time to shop around. You say yes to high-interest financing because you need the thing now. Stressed people are profitable people. They're easier to upsell, easier to pressure, easier to squeeze. But when you have $20,000 saved, you slow down. You negotiate. You wait. You walk away. Your money decisions get smarter because your brain finally has breathing room. Below $20,000, you live in scarcity brain. Every decision feels dangerous. Every expense feels heavy. You're constantly bracing for impact. Above $20,000, something shifts. Not billionaire abundance, just breathing room abundance. You can take a slightly lower paying job with better long-term growth. You can walk away from a toxic workplace. You can negotiate harder because you don't need the deal right now. Same income, Same life, completely different power dynamic. Here's a real example. Let's say your boss treats you like garbage. With no savings, you're trapped. You can't miss a paycheck. Your boss knows it. They have leverage over you. With $20,000 saved, you have runway. You can leave if you need to. Their leverage disappears overnight. Same job, same boss, completely different outcome. That's what savings really buys. Options. Now, you might be thinking, shouldn't I invest that money instead? Look, investing matters. But investing without a safety net forces you to sell at the worst possible time. $20,000 isn't about returns. It's about stability. You don't build wealth from a place of panic. So how do you actually get there? No hacks, no fantasies. First, find the gap. Look at your income and expenses. Even $100 a month matters. Second, automate it. Savings should move the moment you get paid, before you can spend it. Third, treat it like a bill, non-negotiable. Fourth, use windfalls wisely. Tax refunds, bonuses, gift money go toward the goal. Fifth, cut one thing you don't really care about and redirect that money. If you save $400 a month, that's $4,800 a year. In just over 4 years, you're there. Those 4 years are going to pass anyway. You can arrive with $20,000 in the bank, or arrive exactly where you are now. Here's the final shift you need to understand. $20,000 isn't retirement money. It's not generational wealth. It's the line where you stop playing defense. Below it, the system profits from your stress, your emergencies, your desperation. Above it, you regain control. Every dollar you save is one less dollar they can extract from you in fees and interest. Make them hate you. Get to $20,000. If this video helped you understand why that first $20,000 matters so much, hit the subscribe button. I post videos every week breaking down the money stuff that actually changes your life. Comment below and tell me where you are on the journey to $20,000. Let's track it together. Go stack that cash. I'll see you in the next one.